Sebastian from Meltdown, and today I am joined by.
Patrick Andersson Weinberg from the band Ringill from Gothenburg, Sweden.
It's great to be chatting to you this evening. How
Thank you.
pleased are you then with the feedback for your recently released album, 150, Where the Old Gods Play?
I'm overwhelmed, and we are overwhelmed. It's been amazing. The reviews has been so good. I think we got average about 8 to 9, about to 10 as reviews. And people who have listened to it, they get back to us, really loves it. So it feels really, really good after all of this work. So we are really happy.
Brilliant. The storytelling is really impressive. How long did it take that whole idea to come together? And was it down to one person or everyone in the group?
It was done, the storyline was done mainly by me from the beginning. And it started 2 years ago. When we released the latest album, Library of Death, the guitarist Jens told me, maybe we should do a concept album. And I got a little bit annoyed, a bit angry, because I know I write all of the lyrics in the band, and I know writing lyrics is hard. And then like write lyrics and do a storyline for a concept. I said, no. But 3 days later, I had an idea, and I said, maybe. So I contacted my friend Jonas, who is teacher in religion and the Swedish language. So we had a meeting, and we talked about this idea, and that he should help me out a bit about the religious parts of the ideas that I had. So it's get confirmed that it really works like that in the Catholic Church and Protestant Church.
Yeah.
And we realized that this is a really good story. So I decided to do the concept album, but at the same time, me and Jonas decided to do a movie script about the story as well.
Right.
So the writing part has been like it took me 1 year, I think, to write, for us to write the story and for me to write the lyrics.
Right.
Almost 1.5 years.
Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing. And also because you've got like a second album, the next part next year coming out, haven't you, as well?
Yeah.
Have you got any idea roughly when?
We did the record label we recorded a double album.
Yeah.
We wanted to release it as a double album, but the record company wanted to release it as 2 single albums, so part 1, part 2. But for us, it sounded more cool to name it Act 1, Act 2, more like a theater play or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they decided that. So we do the first part that's been released. The vinyl is here in a couple of weeks, and we tour for that one, and then we will release number 2 to get more attention to this big project, and then hopefully get more tours and festivals and that stuff.
Cool. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So then, if I was totally new to your band, then which track would you play me from the new album if I hadn't heard you guys before?
Once again, a little bit distracted.
Right. If I was totally new to your band, which track would you play me from the new album to introduce me to your band?
A difficult one, because I think it's as a lot of reviews has written, you have to listen to the whole album. It's not like really like hit songs or anything, but it's a really strong album, and that's the main thing for us, I think. But I think that the first song, Awakening, or maybe Blood of the Lord, the second single, if you listen to it on the album, it's like 9 minutes with a prayer and everything, and a long solo part that's really heavy. So maybe those 2, I think, would be showing what we do.
Okay, so then can you tell us about the artwork, and do you plan to have that framed at home?
The artwork, the first 2 albums, we had some people doing paintings for us, but this time we talked about maybe we should do like a art cover album. And then I have a friend called Thomas Örn Karlsson, and he's a great photographer, and he does it analog still, and he does like double and triple exposures. So we asked him, could you do something dark and mystical near a church or a cemetery, and he did. So that's what we used then, and then we just colored it a bit, and that's the art cover. And the album cover is more because it's a gatefold, and we have illustrations for each song and lyrics.
Wow. So that's going to look really good on vinyl, wasn't it? That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So when you do take it out on the road, what can fans expect from you guys live?
We just did like 9 dates with Pentagram in
Mhm.
Germany, Norway, Denmark, and what people said from those gigs was like they never experienced something like this. It's like a wall of sound because we have three guitarists that play harmonies,
Mhm.
and then we have this heavy part with the bass and the drummer. The drummer Neil plays really strange drums to do, but at the same time he is really progressive, and he really gets the groove going, and he is really into the songs. So those parts together, and the harsh, hard voice of Thomas with a lot of melodies, and then Neil, the drummer, does some clean vocals, and people at the shows were like, "Wow, what is this?" And we rehearse a lot. So when we go on the road, it's really tight. We are like accurate on
Mhm.
each beat. So it's heavy. I can say it's really heavy.
So for the rest of the year, are there plans to hit the road, and are there plans to even try and get over to the UK?
We have nothing booked yet, but hopefully, I don't think we will get a tour this fall, but we have a new tour in February, March, but mainly in Germany, Holland, maybe
Mhm.
France,
Yeah.
and Denmark. And then hopefully we will try to get over to UK because it's been a long time since I've been there playing. My previous band's been playing in UK, but Don Ringill has never played in the UK, so it would be great for us.
Cool. 'Cause, I mean, folk metal has a huge following in mainland Europe, doesn't it? It really
Yep,
does, especially the Scandinavian countries. Why do you think that is?
it's in our genes, I think. But yeah, but when I started writing songs, we write songs. Each member writes songs, and then we put them together. We do the
Mhm.
arrangement and all that. So, and the songs I've been written, I sit on a sofa with a guitar and just hum along and play. And then I find an interesting melody, and then I start writing from that. And I write the songs from a bass point of view because I'm the bass player, and I write the whole song for the bass. And the guitarist has to find ideas how they should play the guitars to that bass line.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of folk music because we grow up with folk music. It's always there. It's we hear it everywhere. It's in school. It's on like Midsummer Eve. That's really
Yeah.
big here in Sweden. It's a
Yeah.
lot of folk music. So I think it just and it's been there for like hundreds and hundreds of years, I think.
Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, your country does have many myths and legends, and I'm wondering if you plan to draw some inspirations in the future from the witchcraft history, because quite a few Swedish bands have delved into that recently. Is that something that would interest you?
It is interesting, and maybe so that I will do or we will do something like that. We haven't decided because right now it's been like, uh, to be honest, we've been quite exhausted after this process to do this for 2 years.
Yeah.
But I started to write new songs, and I have ideas for lyrics as well. Not witchcraft really, but historic things and all that. But
Mhm.
maybe, and that was a good idea. I will keep it in mind. Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe I can give a thank you for the ideas later
That'd
on.
be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Um, there's such a fantastic metal scene in Sweden as well. I mean, it's hard to like, must be hard at times to get out and get venues and everything. Is it difficult? Because it must be like constant. Do you find that
it
a
is.
struggle?
It is difficult to get gigs in Sweden, but that kind of metal, doom metal, folk music that we play, it's not like a big scene in Sweden. I think
Right.
Germany or Europe is bigger for us, and that's what the label says as well.
Right.
But of course, we would love to play more in Sweden because we love to play in Sweden, and it's easy for us to play in Sweden. We can just get a gig on a Saturday and go by car and go back
Yeah.
in the evening or day after. But it's difficult because it's a big competition to get gigs,
Yeah.
and people are not really into going to gigs right now after the COVID
Yeah.
and the recession and everything. So we noticed that it's difficult to get people to buy tickets
Yeah.
on beforehand for the gigs. So, but we have some things coming up winter time. We'll see. Nothing really is set yet, but
Cool. So you said like have you made like a feature film about the album then, or is that something that's still in the works?
The film,
Yeah, the whole film.
the manuscript is done,
Yeah, yeah.
but and we have companies that's read the manuscript, a couple,
Right.
and they really like the story. But it's
Cool.
as it is in those processes, it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
And this weekend we will go down to a summer cottage where Jonas lives in the
Mhm.
summers, and we will rewrite some parts, and then we'll send it in again.
Cool.
So we haven't. It's not done, but it looks quite promising. But who knows?
That'd be awesome. And if you
Yeah.
do, would you just be doing that in Swedish, or would you like make it in an English film? Do you think?
The story is set in Scotland, near
Right, so it'll be a
Ringill,
Scottish
the
film then.
Iron Fort. Yeah.
So you're
So
actually gonna do, yeah, I wasn't sure if you're gonna do it in your own native language sort of thing.
no,
Uh,
I think we would like it to be in English,
right.
to be an international movie. But I mean, it's a big dream, but we have to try to catch the dreams. So we'll go for it, and we'll see what happens. It's a
Cool.
big, long road to walk, but it's been hard and fun.
Cool. And so many bands sort of make their own beer, wine, and everything like that, don't they? Being a folk metal band, you don't think you should make your own mead at some stage?
Yeah, it would be really cool. I don't really know. Is there any breweries in Sweden that does mead? I could check it out. Maybe
I
a
don't
good
know.
idea. Yeah, really. You have good ideas. Maybe you could be manager for us.
All right, mate. Yeah, no worries.
No, but it's a good idea. It's a cool thing. Uh, but then in Sweden, we can't bring beers to the venues. We have to sell them through this special store called Systembolaget. We don't
Right,
sell beer in local stores. You have to
right,
go to
okay,
this special. So
right. I
it's a
didn't
bit
know.
difficult.
Is it as expensive in Sweden as it is in Norway for a beer then? Because it's really expensive in Norway.
No, it's like the double amount in Norway than in Sweden. So Sweden
Yeah.
is like, I would say like in UK, or maybe even, yeah, around the same prices in the UK. And in Norway, it's like 2 or 3 times, depends on the beer.
Yeah, puts you off going. Puts me off going anyway. All right. So the next one then, if there was a doom metal song about yourself, what would it be called?
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, the happy man with the dark mind, maybe. I'm not. I'm not sure. It's a difficult question, but yeah, it probably be something about the mind, a forest inside of the mind, or something like that. A dark forest inside of the mind,
Right.
something like that.
Awesome. So next one then. Can you tell us why we should check out Don Ringill?
I think that everyone should check us out because what we get from people is that we are different, and the review says that as well. It's not like we heard this before, and for me, that's a compliment that it's worth a lot because that's how I check out music. I like to hear new music,
Yeah.
new styles. Of course, I love AC/DC, I love Iron Maiden, I love Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
but maybe not hear a new Black Sabbath or a new Iron Maiden or a new AC/DC. So, but if you take influences from bands and do something new about it and try to be free in your mind and to write the songs as they just you hear them in your head and don't think about maybe people would like this or they would like this. You just write how we want it how we want to hear it. We would like to listen to Don Ringill. I would love to see Don Ringill and hear Don Ringill albums for the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe that is a good selling point. And people says that live it's a big experience, and the records are different and heavy and melodic. So
Well, I just like because I mean, obviously, I'm a small little website, I blog really. I don't really get a chance to review many albums. I do the interviews more than anything, but get so many albums sent through every day is ridiculous. But it was just the name, and then thought, oh, you folk metal and that, do me and that. I just sort of like, yeah, I was addicted to it. I didn't get a chance to review it, sadly, That's why I'm doing the interview instead. But yeah, it's fantastic and it's brilliant. So hopefully we will catch you live over here in the UK or somewhere like Belgium, somewhere like that. So the next one is, can you give me 4 words then to describe Don Ringill?
I said some already, but maybe, of course, heavy.
Yeah.
Progressive. Classic rock, if you can say that is a word. And folky, I think.
Brilliant.
So,
okay, so now it's like a fast 5 questions. Yeah. So the first one is festival or small intimate gig?
fast ones. Festivals, because then we can reach out to more people.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, small intimate gigs are more fun. So maybe small intimate gigs then.
Cool. Meatballs or beer?
Beer.
Vinyl or digital?
Vinyl. All, yes. I never sold the vinyl records. I have everything left. I bought vinyl since I was like 10 years old, so like for 46 years. And I have all the records left. I've never sold a record. Yeah, one album. Wow. I was disappointed by the Diano album when it was released, the first solo album by Paul Diano. I was disappointed. Yeah. So that's what I sold.
Right. Okay. So are you guys saints or sinners?
Maybe a bit sinners, I think.
And the final one is ABBA or Sabaton?
ABBA. Definitely ABBA. Wow, songwriting is amazing, and they have a lot of folk music as well in their.
They do.
They write the song. I love it.
They really do. All right, and the final question, then, before we go, if you could do a cover of any song, which one would it be?
I've always the name Don Ringill comes from Jethro Tull. It's a Jethro Tull song called Don Ringill on the Stormwatch album.
Yeah.
And Ian Anderson wrote that when he was living just nearby the Don Ringill at Isle of Skye. But Jethro Tull did a song on the Broadsword and the Beast album called Would You Join a Slow Marching Band?
Mm-hmm.
And I hear that in my head that could be a really heavy, doomy version if we did that one. So maybe
one day. Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time and for your patience with everything, getting this set up. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers and listeners?
No, nothing. Yeah, but maybe just keep in touch, check us out, and spread the word. Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. But we love when you contact us. Write emails or write messages or chat messages, and we always answer. And hopefully, you can help us out to get gigs in UK.